Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And Ruby Gillman. Remember that movie? Does anybody remember that movie?
No.
Yeah, that's the problem. Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken. This is the one that actually took a crack at the Little Mermaid in the trailer.
People know it. It's not because they know the character Ruby Gillman. It's because they know the one that looks like the Ariel character.
Yeah.
That's what, and that they're expecting a movie about her, but it's not.
Yeah, so anyway, this movie came and went, and it was a wet fart. It didn't do well. It was supposed to do $8 million, right? It is now the worst DreamWorks opening of all time. So since the 1990s, since DreamWorks started, this is the worst movie opening ever. Now, maybe Universal's like, hey, we got lots of Mario money. We're not worried about it, but this thing cost $70 million to make. And they're just out. They're out. Yeah. So we're going to talk about this. Somebody's got to. Maybe we should have talked about it more and people would have gone to see it. Now, I heard it's actually not a bad movie.
What always struck me as one that you just see on the streaming service. And
I think that's it. I think what is going on now is that people are, just in general, I think people are starting to categorize movies as, yeah, this is one I'm actually going to pay to see on the big screen versus this is one I'll wait a couple months and watch it on streaming. And this is definitely a streaming movie.
You already see, like, right here, only 100 plus verified ratings. So, like, not many people went to see this, obviously.
Well, obviously, it made $5 million. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants, guys. If you do, you'll get a woohoo.
Woohoo!
So this is coming from Cartoon Brew.
I don't remember ever seeing a trailer for this.
I saw the trailer. We actually talked about the trailer on Pirates and Princesses only because the antagonists, the mermaids, are bad. So the plot of this is basically the Krakens are the good guys and the mermaids are the bad guys. And the mermaid, the mean girl mermaid looks like Ariel.
Okay, I did know that.
Yeah.
And I guess I saw a clip of her walking, but I think that's all I've seen of this movie.
And that is literally it. And this does look like something that you would just find on like Netflix, you know? Mm-hmm. And people are looking at like, yeah, I'm not going to pay to go see that because we got Spider-Man and we got Elemental, which actually picked up a little bit, but still a flop. But it did pick up a little bit in the last couple of weeks. And then this one just kind of came and went. So this is coming from Cartoon Brew. Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken, is the worst DreamWorks opening of all time. I did not expect that.
Thank God She-Ra didn't go to the big screen.
Thank God we didn't get that She-Ra movie. You will never, I'm telling you right now, you're never going to get that She-Ra movie.
Oh, the one that Amazon was doing?
Yeah, you're never. Yeah, well, no, I meant they wanted a She-Ra movie follow-up to the Netflix show.
Oh, that one.
There's no way in hell you're going to get that. Weirdly enough, this is a side tangent, but Nimona, which is N.D. Stevenson's graphic novel turned movie, I guess the version that's on Netflix is what was left of Blue Sky's movie, but they had to go in and like Frankenstein it with a bunch of new footage, and it's really different from the graphic novel.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't know how it's going to do, but I thought that was kind of interesting because I thought it was weird they were going to like start from scratch. They're like, no, we'll just take the bare bones of it and dump it on Netflix. But here we go. This is another one that probably should have been dumped on Netflix or Peacock or something. Universal DreamWorks Animation's Ruby Gillman Teenage Kraken has entered the record books, but not for the right reasons. The film delivered an estimated $5.2 million in its opening weekend, making it the lowest all-time opening for a DreamWorks picture. That's Yikes. Animated or live action. So we're talking going back even to the beginning of DreamWorks when they had like Small Soldiers and stuff. Small Soldiers was actually pretty good. But the previous low was 2021's Spirit Untamed, which is during a pandemic too, which launched with 6.1 million on its way to a 17.7 million
Yikes.
Domestic total. And it was in 3,400 theaters, delivered $1,500 per screen, worse than the top 10.
Ooh.
On the plus side, the film scored an A- cinema score from attendees and a 68% positive from post-track polling. Kids under 12 rated it 91% positive.
I think it looks like a cute movie. I just don't think it's one that I'd go to the theater to see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what kind of hope is there for the film? Just a couple of weeks ago, Elemental was the second worst debut in the studio's history, but since then the film has recovered somewhat.
Yeah, not much.
Not much. Elemental, however, was backed by a huge marketing campaign, the kind which Universal didn't give to Ruby Gillman. Yeah, this one I almost feel like some of these movies are sent out to die. Like, I got that with Strange World. Like, there was no marketing for that.
Well, interestingly enough, they're talking about here, they said the saddest part of the film's performance is that we're going to have to suffer weeks of moronic takes in the mainstream entertainment media about why the film didn't play well. Deadline has already started to the party with this dumb insight. Don't make animated movies that have unknown protags in the title and animation that looks like Strange World.
It doesn't look like Strange World, though. The animation doesn't look like Strange World. No. I thought the trailer was cute. I'll be honest. I thought the trailer was kind of cute. And it doesn't look cheap. I mean, the animation style looks very kind of, reminds me of Gumball, kind of Cartoon Network, you know. But I don't think it looked cheap or anything. It's just they didn't run the commercials. Like I saw the trailer online, but they did not run the commercials.
I never saw a commercial for it.
The film's box office is especially unfortunate given that Ruby Gillman is the first titular female. Oh, here we go. Female lead in a DreamWorks animated film. I thought, well, I guess Spirit, you count the horse, right? Not the girl.
Apparently.
Okay, so I was a bit surprised when I first heard that, considering this is their 44th theatrical release. If only She-Ra had come to theaters. If only
Cartoon Brew, they probably would say that.
Yeah. Hopefully Universal execs don't interpret this as a sign that audiences aren't interested in female-led films. If anything, I thought they should have leaned harder into the lives of Ruby's teen friend squad, her crush, her rivalries, blah, 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 blah. No.
So basically it's Turning Red Underwater edition.
Yes. Turning Moist.
It's a coming-of-age story.
It's a coming-of-age story.
Anyway, let's keep going.
And it's about a girl with tentacles and another girl, and it's called Turning Moist.
And a ginger.
A ginger.
Yeah.
Yeah, she smells fishy. Something smells fishy, turning moist. Anyway, this was never going to be a 4-quadrant film. If you're not attracting the mass public, why not create an animated feature that's laser focused on young women audiences? Look, none of that matters. The bottom line is this summer is incredibly crowded. People are tuning out from movies in general, and we've already had some clear winners, and I think we have some more clear winners. Spider-Verse is destroying everything. Mario destroyed everything before that. Which is why I think they kind of gave this one a pass. Like, yeah, whatever. We know this one's not going to do well. Why throw good money after bad? Just drop it and move on. Drop it, plop it, and move on.
That's right.
And, you know, and again, that doesn't speak to the quality of the film. I'm just saying they knew it was not going to make a lot of money. And, you know, we've got Barbie and Oppenheimer coming out, and they're both going to make money. And how are you going to compete? You know, you're going to compete with Pixar and Spider-Verse and everything else out there.
But they should have focused on young women audiences. But yeah, here's the thing: a lot of girls went to see, a lot of girls went to see the Spider-Verse movie. A lot of girls went to see the Super Mario movie. I actually was really excited about seeing that. You know, they keep saying laser focus for girls, but what is that exactly? You know, because I'm tired of hearing that girls like a certain type of movies. Then they keep ruining movies that are predominantly male-led to make it so women like it. But women liked it the way it was before you fucked it up. You know what I'm saying? What does that mean?
It means they need to have a Summer's Eve cross-promotion.
I don't know. I mean, just like, this is stupid. What do you think women like? I mean,
tentacles.
Young girls. Yeah, you know, Turning Red didn't do that great either.
No. It just, there's so many... So look, the vibe I get is there were so many animated movies that were greenlit when, for whatever reason, we had about a year into the pandemic where it was incredibly fashionable for everybody to get an animated something. Mm-hmm. You know, we're going to pivot from live action to animation. That's the future. And then when it became apparent that the pandemic was going to end, and it was only like a year later, they're like, yep, you know what? Back to live action, everybody. Here we go. Yeah, so I think they just greenlit a bunch of stuff. I think we're seeing Warner Brothers dump a lot of that too, like that Superman show. And they're just dumping this stuff that they greenlit during the pandemic. And they're like, we got to get it out there, get it off the books and move on. Mm. And I guarantee you DreamWorks is going to be all about Mario movies. Well, it's not going to be DreamWorks. Universal, rather, is going to be all about Illumination and Mario movies going forward. They're going to be like, yeah, just more Mario, more sequels, more, you know, Secret Life of Pets or whatever. But... something like this just wasn't.
Yeah, you know, those movies, though, you know, even perform better.
Yes.
You know what else young girls like? Minions.
They do.
So do young boys. Because, you know, so do adults. It's this crazy idea, and this is like it was when we were kids, that you just put out a show or a movie that has mass appeal to children, and then, you know, hey, look, it worked.
I don't think this is... Wait. DreamWorks' first titular female lead. Monsters versus Aliens. Susan.
Yeah, I thought that seemed weird.
She was that was DreamWorks, right? Yeah, that was DreamWorks. Yeah, it was Monsters vs. Aliens. Susan was the lead.
It was an ensemble.
Yeah,
but
that was clearly
people
her.
liked it. Our daughter watches that one, and
I freaking love that movie.
She watches that, and she watches what was the other one she watches all the time? Megamind. She still watches those.
I really wanted Monsters versus Megamind. That's what I wanted, because that would have been amazing.
I like their Halloween one they did.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was fun.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm like, yeah, no, Susan. It was Susan, right? Yeah, she was.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too. I kept thinking that can't be right.
Yeah, let's. Okay, so now I'm really. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I thought that seemed a little odd to me.
The Croods.
Well, that's because one of the characters. Yeah, the daughter was pretty much more of a lead than
the daughter was basically the lead. Spirit, the girl, was the lead. Trolls, Poppy is
one of the main character. Yeah.
You know, Home.
Yeah, you guys are full of shit. What? Oh, because they were shared leads. Well, so was this movie, but because her name's in the title. Maybe we're going by that.
She was. Yeah, she was the lead. She was the lead. You know, Monsters vs. Aliens. Susan was the lead.
Yeah, I thought that was odd too. I was like, is that true? That seems weird to me.
Yeah, I know.
Shrek was Fiona was one of the leads.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I guess it doesn't count if you're like a co-lead, but
because it's named after her.
Probably. Why didn't they just call it? You know what? Krakens versus mermaids. Like if they had a different name rather than Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken. If it was like, you know,
if you cut the bottom part of the screen off and just had Krakens versus
mermaids or mermaids. Mermaids are bitches.
No, you gotta call
Mean Mermaids.
Kraken the mermaids. Sorry.
Kraken those hoes. Look, if you'd titled this something else, I think you probably, because it just isn't very, like, I want to go see it.
Promoted it?
And actually promoted it, I think it would have done okay. You know, but it's, I think if you called, like, you know, sea change, sea bitches, sea, I don't know. Wet and Wild teen drama.
No, can we stop?
Yeah, I think we need to stop.
Please, you needed to stop a while ago.
Anyway, this movie didn't make a lot of money and nobody cares, and we're going to move on, right?
I think I want to see it, but I won't be seeing it until it's on streaming. Like, I'm not going to go to the theater to see it.
We'll probably, Pinky Boo watches a lot of animation.
Yes, this is a very Pinky Boo type movie.
She got me to watch The Mitchells versus the Machines.
I need to see that.
I need to watch the ending of it. It's very long. It's like 2.5 hours. That's a damn good movie.
I've heard it's really good.
It's a really good movie, and I'm like, shit, you know, because I wasn't expecting it to be that good, I guess, but it actually was really good.
This is one I'd watch. I just would watch it. By the animation, I haven't seen the trailer really, but it would be one I'd watch like on streaming. I don't think I'd go to the theater.
All right, and that's the feeling I think most people have is this looks like a streaming something. This is family movie night. This is not, you know, $50 for tickets and.
Or even if you just rented it for like, you know, $5 or $10, people might do it. But, you know, they're not going to like, let's get the kids in the car, go to the theater. Yeah. I mean, gosh, I went to the movies the other day and it was just Pinky Boo and her friend and I. And by the time it was all said and done, their snacks and the tickets, I think I spent $50.
Oh, I can believe it.
3 people.
I think
maybe it was more than that.
Well, I think what's going on too is it depends on the movie. I think if the movie is just a kids movie, like you said, you're going to load up the car and all this to take the kids to go see a kids movie. The movies that are doing well, the animated movies that are doing well are for kids and adults.
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse, Mario, you know, a lot of the Pixar movies, because the parents want to go too.
Except for Elemental, apparently.
Except for Elemental, but the parents want to go too. The older siblings will go too, so you can take the family to go see the movie versus like, this is something for my 9-year-old daughter and she's has the attention span of a gnat, so I'll just wait until it comes to streaming. You know, that's personal opinion. That and nobody knew this existed. They just kind of dumped it, and that was probably the plan.
I think it was more the second than the first. But anyway, can you wrap this up?
Well, let's wrap this up.
We need to.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.